Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome to Mathematics for Quarter 2, Week number 7. So our learning competency for this day, at the end of the lesson, you should be able to visualize decimal numbers using models like blocks, grids, number lines, and money to show the relationship to fractions. And we're going to rename decimal numbers to fractions and fractions to denominators are factors of 10 and 100 to decimals. Okay, so let's proceed to lesson number 12 of most essential learning. This would be visualizing decimal numbers using models like blocks, grids, number lines, and money to show relationship to fractions. Okay, so how we visualize decimal numbers? So we visualize numbers by using blocks, grids, number line, and money. So let's start with use of blocks. So let us use the blocks to illustrate decimal numbers. So one plot is equivalent to 1 unit because one plot has 100 cubes. So it is equivalent to 1 whole. And then 1 long is equivalent to 1/10 because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cubes. And then 1 cube is equivalent of 1 cube is equivalent to 1 hundreds. So this would be the visual representation that we're going to use to represent the decimal numbers. So a plot has 10 longs or 100 cubes. So let's using this example 3 and 45 hundredths. So let's use the table. So ones, tens, and hundreds. So we have plots, longs, and cubes. So in our example, so we have a whole number ones. So how many plots are we going to use? So we have 1, 2, and 3 because we have 3 plots. So we have 1, 2, 3. So 1 whole. This would be 1 whole. 1 whole, 2, and 3. So 3 whole is equivalent to 3. And then we have tens. So we have long. So tens value is 4. So we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 5 cubes because the hundreds place is 5. So we have 5 cubes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's try another one. So this time we don't have any value for plots because there is no value in our example. So 0 plots. Then 2 longs, 3 cubes. Okay, so that would be the visual representation of 2300. So 2 longs and 3 cubes. Okay, this time we're going to use now the grid. So how do we visualize 3 and 45 hundredths? So to visualize 3 and 45 hundredths, we're going to use the grid. So the grid will represent hundreds because one grid has equivalent value of 100 cubes. So we have 1, 2, 3. So 3 whole grid, and we have 45 shaded parts. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, and 5 shaded part. So this would be 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 45 hundredths. So we have a total of 3 and 45 hundredths. So that's very easy. So let's try another one. So how do we visualize 2300s using grid? So this would be the visual representation because we have the 100 equal parts and then we have a shaded 1, 2, 3. So this would be a 2300s. Okay, now using the number line. So let's visualize 3 and 4500s using a number line. So this will be a number line. Let's start with 0, 1 tens. This would be 1 tens, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, and 5 tens. 5 tens has equivalent value to 1 half, and 1 half has equivalent value of what? In decimal. We have equivalent value of 5 tens. So 6 tens, 7 tens, 8 tens, 9 tens, and 10 tens is 1 whole. Very good because we have 10 divided by 10 is 1. Then continue the number line. So we have 1 and 5 tens, 2, 2 and 5 tens, 3, 3 and 5 tens, and 4, 4 and 5 tens, and 5. Now, let's visualize 3 and 4500. So start with the 0 going to 3 and 4500s. So it between 3 and 3 and 4 tenths and 3 and 5 tenths. So this would be approximately. Okay. Now let's proceed to another example using number line. Let's visualize 2300s. So 2300s, so this will be 0, 1 tenths, should be 1 tenths, 2 tenths, and then this would be 1, 2, 3, and this would be right here. So this would be the visual representation of 2300s using number line. Okay, next. Now, using money, take note, we can express the value of 1 peso coin in decimal. In Philippine peso coin is equivalent to 100 centavo. 1 peso is equivalent to 100 centavo. 1 centavo is equivalent of 1 tenths in fraction. Then 1 centavo is equivalent to 1 tenths in decimal. And then 1 centavo is equivalent to 1 tenths in peso coin. So this would be the uh, picture. So this would be the Philippine peso coin. This would be the 25 centavo coin. This would be the 5 centavo coin and 1 centavo coin. Okay. Let's try have some example. 3 and 2900s. So we have 3 peso coin. So 1, 2, 3. This would be the whole number. And then we have 29 hundreds. So how do we visualize this one? So we have 25 centavo coins. So this would be 25. And then add by 4. We have 25 plus 4. We have 29 hundreds. So 29 centavo is a 29 hundreds. Okay. Let's try another one. 23 hundreds. How do we visualize this one? So we have 4, 5 centavo coin. So we have 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. We have 20. We have 20 centavo coin. So we have 20 centavo coin. 20 plus we have 3 centavo. So 1, 2, 3, 1 centavo, 1 plus 1 is 3. So add 20 plus 3, we have 23 centavo coin. Okay, so this would be the symbol for centavo. Okay, now Let's have a practice. Try this. Draw a black flat longs cube to show the following decimal numbers. So number 1, 7 tenths. Number 2, 49 hundredths. You have 2 minutes to answer this one, grade 4 pupils. So your timer starts now. One minute, grade 4 pupils. 40 seconds. 30 seconds. 20. 15. 10. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Okay, time's up. So let's reveal the answer. So 0, 7 tenths as equivalent value, a visual representation to. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 longs. Okay, this would be the visual representation of 7 tenths. Second, and then for number 2, we have, okay, so we have 4 longs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 9 cubes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that would be the visual representation of uh, 4900. So I hope you get the correct answer, grade 4 pupils. Very good. So I hope you already master how to visualize the decimal numbers. So let's proceed to lesson number 13. Rename decimal numbers to fraction and whose denominator are factors of 10 and hundreds to decimal. So let's have an activity first. Tell whether the following decimal is one places decimal or two places decimal. So this would be what? One places decimal. So this would be 1 and this would be 2 because we have one decimal number, we have two decimal number, then we have two decimal number, okay, and then also we have one decimal number, and this one is two decimal number. Now let's proceed. What is the sense of this one? So one decimal number is in a tens place. So we can rewrite this one as a fraction by using the place value. It is in the tens place, or write 3 as the numerator, and then the place value is the denominator. So 3 tenths is the fractional form of 3 tenths. Okay, Let's try another one. 45. So write 45 in the numerator, and then the place value is in the second place. So we have hundreds. So we have hundreds in the denominator. But take note, you're going to simplify your answer. The common factor of 45 and 100 is 5. We're going to divide both numerator and denominator by 5. So 45 divided by 5, the answer is 9. 100 divided by 5 is 20. Okay, so 920 has no common factor between numerator and denominator. So this would be the final answer. Okay, next, proceed. Number 3, 82. Write 82. And then the place value is in the second. So we have hundreds. So we have hundreds also. So take note, simplify your answers. So the common factor between 82 and hundreds is 2. Let's try 2. So 82 divided by 2, the answer is 41. And then 100 divided by 2 is 50. So 4150 has no common factor. So this would be the final answer. Okay. So 7. And then the place value of 7 is tens. So this would be the final answer because there is no common factor between 7 and 10. And then how about this one? 1 and 33 hundreds. So 1 is the whole number. So we write this one as a whole number. And then 33 hundreds is the decimal form. So write 33 as the numerator. And then 33 has a place value of hundreds. So the fractional form of 1 and 33 hundreds is this one. Okay, let's have some more example to further analyze how to rename decimal to fraction. Okay, or to change decimal to fraction. Okay, so 5 hundreds. So we're going to write 5 hundreds. So we're going to write 5 as the numerator. And then 5 hundreds is in the hundreds place because we have two decimal places. So we have in the hundreds place. But take note, you're going to simplify your answer. So the common factor of 5 and 100 is 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. And then 100 divided by 5 is 20. So this would be the final answer. Okay. Next, example number 2, 6300. So 63 has the numerator, and then 63 is in the hundreds place. So observe your answer. Is there any common factor between 63 and 100? None. So this would be the final answer. Okay, so that's very easy. So 4 tens, 4. And in the tens place, we have 10. So this would be the final answer. Not yet, because we're going to simplify. So there is a common factor between 4 and 10. So that's those terms. So we have the common factor of 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then 10 divided by 2 is 5. So the final answer is 2/5. Okay, next. Okay, 2500. So 25 is the numerator. And the denominator is in the hundreds place because we have two decimal places. Count the number of decimal places and replace it by 0. So then, those term your answer if possible. The common factor of 25 and 100 is 5. 25 divided by 5, the answer is 5. 100 divided by 5, the answer is 20. but 5 and 20 has a common factor again. So 5 again, or simply divide this one by 25. So if 5 divided by 5 is 1, and then 20 divided by 5 is 4. So this would be the final answer, 1/4. Okay, for last example, we have 1 and 1700s. Like I said earlier, if we have a whole number, it is outside the fraction. And then the decimal number is in the numerator, so 17. And then 17 hundreds is in the hundreds place, so we have hundreds. So the final answer now is 1 and 17 hundreds. So this would be the fractional form. Okay, so I hope you already know how to rename a fraction, grade 4 pupils. So reminder, so you're going to answer your assessment, what I know. So Mathematics 4, quarter 2, week number 7, 1 to 10. So that's all for today. Thank you and God bless.